Some of life's most memorable moments are created in the places we call home. But as essential as housing is, access isn't easy for everyone.
No one holds your hand, make sure things are all right. You're out on a limb by yourself.
From new efforts to help people afford a place to live,
the properties are just exploded in value,
to the new approach to ending homelessness.
Our product is guidance counseling. So you don't house them? It's like, nope.
This is The Race. When it comes to housing, ownership can often mean power and independence. But if you live in a mobile home community, it's not that simple, because you may own your physical unit, but you often don't own the land that it sits on. And that means if the park is sold, you could be pushed out or face skyrocketing rent prices. This is an issue that we're seeing nationwide. But we're here in Durango, Colorado, because we're talking to the people in this park who found a way to take control of where they live.
And that's the one that we used to live.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
A walk can be a good time to reflect on a journey. Do you remember how much they bought this trailer for?
Yeah, they bought it for $3,000.
$3,000?
Yeah.
For Alejandra Chavez, this trailer in the West Side Mobile Home Park in Durango, Colorado represents her family's journey from Mexico and the hard work of her parents to stay here.
Because they were working and paying for the rent, paying for the food and all that stuff. American dream is hard.
In Durango, the average home price is more than $700,000, according to Zillow. A mobile home is one of the few affordable options.
We work in restaurants. Some of our neighbors are nurses. We have dentists. We have housekeeping.
To investors, parks are a real estate opportunity. According to Mobile Home University, which teaches people how to buy parks, buying a mobile home park can create a return of more than 20%. That's higher than what the average return on investment is for the stock market. But for those who live in parks, the purchase of land can mean a spike in rent.
People here in Westside already have 2 jobs to support their family, you know.
You can find this issue in many places. But the reason we're telling you about Westside is that when it went up for sale, those who live here found a way to buy it. How much did it cost in the end to buy the park?
$5.7 million.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They came up with the money with the help of the nonprofit Elevation Community Land Trust, a company that works to maintain affordable housing. They also took advantage of a law in Colorado that says when a park is going to be sold, an owner must give residents a set number of days to come up with an offer to buy it. The law just changed from 90 days to 120. At least 20 states have similar laws, according to the National Consumer Law Center.
Real people live in these communities, and real people have, in most cases, limited means and really have to watch the dollars and cents.
No, when we came here, we looked at the housing and went, yikes.
Mobile home parks are important because it's preservation of affordable housing.
I sat down with those who live in the Animas View Mobile Home Park up the road. They bought their park in 2021 for roughly $15 million with the help of another nonprofit, Rock USA, which has helped establish hundreds of mobile home co-ops across the country. Instead of a landlord calling the shots on issues like rent, it's a board of residents.
We make decisions about our park ourselves instead of an investor in New York City making those decisions.
I looked through Colorado records and found residents in only 5 parks have successfully bought their land since 2020. More than 100 have been sold, showing it is still an uphill battle for park residents. Today, Alejandra is the head of Westside's co-op board. She's working to make sure the opportunity this park gave her will continue.
Living in a mobile home park, I'm not ashamed to be living in a mobile home park. I'm proud even. I'm proud of living in a mobile home park.
The millions that states receive from the American Rescue Plan was a one-time infusion of money that nonprofits use to help people in need. Now that money is beginning to dry up. Now, the omnibus bill that was signed into law last year, that's going to provide some money for emergency housing. But those nonprofits, they tell me that they're worried not everyone is going to get the help that they need. Off the side of a busy road is a humble motel that has been remodeled to fit a growing need, a need seen in communities across the nation. This is the only empty room at this shelter owned by Good Samaritan Haven in central Vermont, and it will only be empty for another hour as someone who needs shelter is moving in. The goal is to move residents into permanent housing.
There's a big bottleneck of housing, so that leaves people to whether they might be ready or not to move on. The housing options might not be there. They simply aren't there.
This area right outside the state's capital is feeling the impact of a lack of available housing. Co-executive directors Rick DeAngelis and Julie Bond say they have been scrambling to help double the amount of people they were serving in 2019.
Not even sure I can tell you why, except that there is a rental housing crisis in Vermont. That, together with other factors, have left a lot of people in a tough spot.
With American Rescue Plan money, the state has been able to afford to take people out of traditional shelters where many people were sharing one room and into motels and hotels, but now that money is set to be spent by spring.
There will be some percentage of the folks who are in motels that will stay there with state assistance, but we're expecting that the lion's share it'll just be over.
After skipping a year due to the pandemic, the latest data from the Department of Housing and Urban Development shows a 4% increase since 2020 in people who are sleeping on the street. They don't have a place to live. In December, the Biden administration announced the all-in federal strategy to end homelessness, which hopes to reduce the amount of unhoused people 25% by 2025, with an emphasis on housing-first policies. The omnibus spending package also includes an additional $6.4 billion for HUD compared to the previous year.
My hope is that as a state, we are coming together for more affordable housing options that are creative, that are quick.
While these long-term federal plans continue to fall into place, Rick and Julie say they are still running out of time to fit the needs of today.
Is there a way to shift from a profit-minded space to a compassion and heart-centered, need-based economy right now? You know, that's the hope.
They point to examples like home sharing or turning short-term rentals into long-term homes as solutions. Ideas for solutions, they tell me, they want to see turn into immediate action. Vanessa Mishania, Scripps News, Berlin, Vermont.
More to come on the race. Stick with us.